Get your lick back. If a nigga gon' do something, ain't no chit chat. Better stay up out the way, don't get your shit splat. Stop, let this shit slide and get your lick back. And get your lick back. Get your lick back. If a nigga gon' do something, ain't no chit chat. Better stay up out the way, don't get your shit splat. Stop, let this shit slide and get your lick back. And get your lick back. I feel like I'm JX. J-Way. I'm a perfectionist. Adderall got me restless. I'm gone. Run with a wild crew, they get reckless. Young boy, come up off that neck. Into the trends. CLE be the best.
And welcome to Bleachers and Speakers. I'm your host, June. Shout out to my boy, B. Foster. He is traveling. You know how he do. Travels abroad. Big money type of guy. So he's traveling the country. And plus, I'm on early. And I haven't been on in a minute. So, before I get into this show, though, I want to remind everyone to subscribe to Bleachers to Speakers on YouTube. We are nearing that 400 subscriber mark. So please continue to subscribe. If you already subscribed, make sure you like, share, comment, tell a friend. Do what you got to do to help us get to that 500. We're looking for that 500 mark. Just subscribe. Also, check out Midwest Ciphers. Check out Corner to Copo on YouTube. Subscribe to those channels as well. And also, for your audio fix, you can listen to us anywhere you can listen to a podcast. You can find us, Bleachers to Speakers, FFSN, in your search. Make sure you see that logo. Follow us. Download those episodes and just check us out. Yesterday was the what people are calling, and you know, it's a tampering period, a legal tampering period, where NFL teams can start making deals for free agency. It's legit. It's like final on the 11th, which would be tomorrow. So yesterday, the Lions started. I mean, everybody started their free agency, and I think for me, am I disappointed? I can't say that I'm disappointed because I kind of figured it would go how it was. I didn't expect a big splash out of free agency. I just didn't. And I just don't. And it's crazy because I have to stop what I'm doing and look. Check out the misspelling on disappointment. That's crazy. Chat GBT got it. We got to do better, man. Never mind that. I just want you to know that I'm not the misspeller here. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. I didn't expect much. There's a lot of things that this Detroit Lions team will need to be back into the playoffs, to continue their upward climb, for Super Bowl aspirations. And last year just wasn't it. Last year, you can say injury bug. We were more injury prone the year before. But you know, we could only go so long blaming injuries. But we still have to be on a trajectory of winning. Last year we fell short of the playoffs. Still had a winning record, but fell short of the playoffs. And we're not satisfied with that anymore. We used to be okay with a winning record and didn't make the playoffs, you know, and there was still optimism. But right now, the mind state of the fans, from my opinion, is we want to win. We want to get to the Super Bowl. And we have to start doing things. Well, the Lions have to start doing things because looking at today and yesterday, we see these other teams that's doing what they're doing. And that's part of the problem. We're watching these other teams making all of these moves, spending all this money, and our team isn't doing much. Now, I'm going to play devil's advocate. Not that I agree with what the Lions have done or are doing. However, I will say this. One of the biggest problems we had last year was the offensive line, right? And one of the most glaring offensive plays that was just totally horrible last year was the first game versus Green Bay when we hiked the ball on the goal line and the middle of the line parted like the Red Sea. And we've had those kind of issues. Not that bad, but we've had offensive line issues all season. So yesterday, the Lions basically picked up a couple of offensive linemen. Went and got a center and picked up a tackle that can play both tackles. Now, what's crazy about it is, for me, and this is just my opinion, I could be wrong. The center they picked up was the highlight of the signings. Now, when you go into a free agency period and your center is the highlight, you're not going to have a lot of pleased people. It's not a sexy pick. It's not a sexy acquisition. We want to see defensive players, playmakers, offensive juggernauts. Even if it's on the offensive line, you want to see left tackle. You want to see right tackle. You want to see, you don't go crazy over in center, but times are changing. There was a center, I forget his name, Lindenbaum. He signed for $81 million, 3 years, $27 million a year. He was the best center available. And what the Lions got was an upgrade from the center play last year as far as PFF. Glasgow was our center, and this guy is more of a proven center and had a better PFF grade than Glasgow, which is not saying much, but at the same time, it's an upgrade from the position. The tackle position, we're losing Taylor. We've lost Taylor Lewan. You need a tackle. I'm not quite sure if this prevents you from drafting a tackle. And there's so many other pressing needs if you think about it. So I can understand why the fans are upset. I mean, if you look at the defensive side of the ball, we lost a starter in Anzalone. We lost Amik Robinson. And I'm going to stop. I didn't say starter in Amik Robinson. And the reason why I say that is because he started last year by default. Your two starting corners are Arnold and DJ Reed. Now, Amik was supposed to be in the corner slot, but you had injuries to both DJ Reed and you had injury to Arnold, which kind of thrusted Amik Robinson into a starting role. But do your homework. Amik Robinson gave up the most receiving yards out of all starting corners in the NFL last year. A lot of us was extremely frustrated with his play. He has the heart of a lion, and I thank him for his contribution while he was here, but let's just keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? It was not a great year for him. And to see him leave, you hate to see people go, but I ain't mad at it. He went to go get that bag. And he's at that point in his career where he should. He should. Does the Amik Robinson decimate the Lions? No. I think you can, recover from it. And this is not a smear campaign on Amik Robinson, but people are getting upset because we lost Amik Robinson and Anzalone. Anzalone was indeed a starter. But the writing was on the wall a year ago when he wanted an extension, and he didn't get the extension. He got like a year extension or something like that. But we kind of knew once this was over, if you really pay attention, that this would probably be Anzalone's last year as a Lion. And he went and got a little bag too. He went to Tampa Bay. He's from Florida. So, hey, I don't know if he's from Florida, but I know he played at University of Florida. But he's at Tampa Bay now. And, hats off to him. Now, the biggest issue is with those two people gone, it may change your draft plans because now you're in need of a linebacker. Now you need more depth at corner. And are you going to trust that Rakeshaw is your guy? 2 years in the league, no production whatsoever due to injuries. But is it? And I got to say, this has got to be, if he doesn't do anything this year, it's probably a wrap for him as a Lions. Um, Rakershaw has to show and prove that he has to stay healthy. He has to play. He has to produce. He could be your nickel person. He could be your person. He could start on one end at one corner, and you could move DJ Reed to the slot. Could be. In a perfect scenario, I think if you have uh Rakershaw step up and be a good corner, that you could move DJ Reed to the nickel. And have Terrion Arnold play that well. If Terrion Arnold can play that well and stay healthy, who knows? But I think Rakershaw, uh, his play, his contributions next year is huge. So, but I don't think that uh what's up, Tate? Shout out to my boy Tate, man. Okay. You moving to Tampa soon. That's what's up, man. I thought about moving to Tampa. Thought about moving to Tampa. It's a beautiful place. Um, yeah. Anyway, so are you too mad? I mean, to see the defense and I said that there were two things wrong with the Lions, and I started out with the offensive line, and the defense was an issue last year. And to see two people that played a lot of football for the Lions leave and no replacement, I can understand why people are disappointed. I definitely can get it. I get it. But if you know Brad, if you know Brad Holmes, he's going to bargain shop. He's not going to go out in free agency and make a big splash. He's not going to spend a bunch of money. He's going to build through the draft by all means. And there are some holes to fill on the defense. I'm more concerned with the defense more than anything. And I'll start off by saying, again, for like the second year in a row, we need a bona fide starter at the other defensive end. We need someone opposite of Aiden Hutch. We haven't found that guy. We haven't had that consistent person. Now, Muhammad was one I think would be it, but he's a free agent. He could possibly go. I never believed in the Lions ever putting into play for Hendricks. Never believed in Max Crosby coming here. I mean, it could have been done, but if you know Brad, you know Brad. He wasn't about because at some point, if you looked at Max Crosby's contract, he makes a lot of money. And Brad has made it known he's not playing both. He's not paying a bunch of money for two defensive ends. He's all but said it. He said most teams have a great defensive end, not two. If you haven't paid attention to that, I don't know what to tell you. That's just what it is. He's not going to go out and pay all that money for defensive end. Just not going to do it. And I understand. Also, you lost a linebacker. I thought we needed a linebacker last year. Now we lost a starter and linebacker. You definitely need a linebacker. As far as your D tackles, you have two starters there with Talik Williams and Lee McNeil. Lee McNeil came in at the end of the season, recovering from an ACL. I can't remember him being too productive. I could be wrong. But I expect him to be fully ready to go and be productive this year. DJ Reader may not be here. Just may not be here. His time might have passed. So I don't know if he's a free agent or not, but I don't think he'll be here. So you might want to address the depth there and the D tackles. Your corner, you just lost a Meek. You got a bunch of unprovens, a bunch of question marks outside of your two starters. You might have to address that. The safety position. We don't know what's up with Kirby. Is he healthy enough to play? Is he healthy enough to last the season? I don't know. we know we're going to be without Branch for a little while of the season. Uh, Torn Achilles near the end of the season usually takes about a year for recovery. He's going to miss a big part of the season. So you could be possibly without your two starting safeties. So there's a lot of things to fix with an already problematic defense. So what are you going to do? I'm pretty sure you don't feel comfortable with drafting for those positions and hoping that the rookies will hold up, because that's just not feasible. I'm going to take a quick break and I'll wrap this up. Give me about 10 seconds. Yeah. Do you address the left tackle position in the draft? And at 17, there could be very well be a very good left tackle ready, ripe for the pickings. Do you take, or are you cool with what you have? You got Juice Scruggs with the Montgomery trade, and you picked up Larry Barome, however you pronounce it, uh, and for another tackle. Do you go? Are you good with that? I'm not quite sure. Do you go defensive end first round? At some point, you have to address the linebacker position, whether it's free agency or not. There's just so many holes you have to figure out. The Lions have their homework to do in the offseason. Meanwhile, you got teams like Chicago, who was strong last year, and they're for real. And they had some great acquisitions yesterday. And it's very difficult to watch teams in your division get better. On paper, of course. It's very difficult to watch. And then your team is picking up a center and a journeyman tackle. It doesn't even have a specific side. That guy plays wherever. I mean, of course you're going to be, at a loss watching these other teams, and then your team picking up probably the third or fourth best center available, and a tackle that's if you compare him to Taylor Decker, I'm sorry. If you compare him to Taylor Decker's best seasons, it's not even a comparison. Now, Taylor Decker wasn't at his best last year. He played through a lot of pain, this, that, and other. However, the guy you're replacing him is not going to be Taylor Decker. The guy you're replacing Frank Ragnow with is not going to be Frank Ragnow. So, yeah. How do I feel? Not quite sure if I'm disappointed yet. Because for one, it's not over. Still got time to get a few people in. You still got time. The Lions still have time to restructure a few deals and get some people in here. And I think in my heart of hearts, Brad's a bargain shopper. So you're going to see the people at the top of the line go. The top dollar people, you're going to see them go. And, I think Brad is just kind of waiting in the weeds and getting them a couple of bargain chips, someone that fits the team chemistry, will come in here and give a full force effort. And I think that's what he's going to do. Because I don't understand. My biggest issue is I don't understand how we don't have much money, but everybody else is spending like crazy. They're spending the money. I also understand that there are core people here that has to get paid and have gotten paid. You look at contracts like Goff. I'm around St. Brown. Gibbs is getting a payday. J-Mo. Sam Laporta is due. And the tight end position. He has back issues. He's due for a contract as well. So we might be looking for a tight end as well. Where is it? Laporta. Those are people that have to, that have been paid or needs to be paid. There's a lot of core pieces that, I think, what's his name? Barnes got a contract last year. Jack Campbell's going to be due for a contract. You know, it's just not enough money. It's just not enough money. But I see everybody else spending. I don't get it. And they got just as many players that they're paying as well. Not quite sure how it works. I don't pay attention to a lot of the salary cap and this, that, and other, but I do know, and I did understand the reasoning for not spending, the Lions not going out and spending a bunch of money is because they're, they say they don't have any to spend. So it is what it is. Before I get out of here, though, I just want to remind everyone to please subscribe to Bleachers and Speakers on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to Midwest Ciphers as well. Make sure you subscribe to Corner to Copa. Check out our channels. I'm going to be working on material all week. I'm off from my job. And that's why you haven't seen me on as much or heard me if you're listening. I've been working. Me and Foster are still hosts. You don't see us both at the same time on the shows, but there hasn't been a split or nothing like that. That is my dog for life. That is my friend outside of this podcast and stuff. We have not had any issues. I just got this job, man. It just keeps me away. But I'm gonna get back to it though, and you'll see more from me this week. I am hosting the NFC North Who Will Be King show on Wednesday. I plan on doing a Pistons show on a post-game podcast this week. Foster's out of town. So I might be solo with that. And I might do a couple other things, but I might even blog tomorrow when this stuff. No, take that back. Not going to blog tomorrow because I'll be on the NFC North show. But definitely me and Foster next week, we're going to make some plans and do a wrap-up show of free agency, just in case there's some straggler picks that we picked up. We're definitely going to do that. But until then, I want you guys to enjoy your Tuesday. Lions fan, don't lose hope. Hang in there. There was a lot of talks of the window is closing. Windows close and open every day, B. If this is not our year, maybe next year, man. It is what it is. I'm not throwing in the towel. I got to see what's going on. I've never had faith in Brad Holmes. I go against everything he picks. I go against every acquisition. So I'm the wrong person to ask. But I do believe in Dan Campbell. So we'll see how this goes. I'm gonna watch this thing play out. And I just want you guys to hang in there. The Lions faithful, just hang in there. Don't be fooled by what you're seeing other teams do. I tell you, and I'm going to give you an example. The center, 3 years, $81 million. Best center on the market. We needed a center. How cool would you be if the Lions went out and did that for that price? Before you answer that, I'm going to tell you, you'd be pissed. You would say there's other pressing needs than to spend $81 million on a center that's never been done before. Why are you doing it? Just can't do it. But they went and got a center. That was the biggest issue last year, our offensive line. Couldn't run the ball. Couldn't pass protect. I think he had 38 sacks last year. Goff was sacked there. And, Goff is not the one. You have to protect Goff. I had a friend call him cement boots. Yeah, that's what it is. He's not going to run away from nobody. He's not going to avoid a rush. He's not going to beat you with his legs. It is what it is. Subscribe to Bleachers to Speakers on YouTube.
Get your lick back. If a nugget gon' do something, ain't no chit chat. Better stay up out the way, don't get your shit splat. Stop.